Rata & Co Auctioneer number 6, Prism Walk in EPPING. My name is Robert Ozzimo. I proudly represent the company of Harcourts, Rata & Co. Joined here today by some of my award-winning team in blue. Should you require their advice throughout today's proceedings, please feel free to approach either Ivan, Gio, Chanel, Andrew, and of course Emilia, Faba, and Leon El-Assaad, who no doubt you've had the great pleasure of meeting throughout the marketing campaign. Buyers, let me share with you now the following announcements, which in place can be bid and buy with absolute confidence here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules, and any additional conditions are made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer. I'll indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders, and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provides for fines for such conduct. The rules permit for vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. The contract of sale has been on display prior to today's auction. We call for 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer and the signing of that contract to take place here today, with the balance to be paid at settlement in a flexible 30 to 90 days time, at which time the vendor will provide the lucky buyer with vacant possession of the property. All in all, quite a straightforward contract. Everything's in here, everything's quite clear, buyers. And with my highest recommendation, what we offer for your consideration, competition here today in Prism Walk. Obviously not a high traffic street, as you can see, park fronted. What a great place to invest. What a great place for first home buyers or to raise a family here in the heart of EPPING, where we've got access to absolutely everything that you need for a great lifestyle, everything close at hand in terms of transport, shopping, schooling, and of course the convenience of parkland throughout the surrounding streets. The property itself, easy to love, an easy decision here today. A smart floor plan, nice open space living, a great opportunity for the first home buyers. And I might also mention that it comes with the occasional free tennis ball every so often also. So a great opportunity for any first home buyer, a great opportunity for any investor, an opportunity for you buyers today to bid, buy, get the sold sticker up on the board. If that is your goal, buyers, right now is the opportunity to reserve that right. Where can I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for number 6 Prism? Who'd like to start us off? I don't mind the core, buyers. I'm in your hands. Start me where you like.
460, Rob.
At 460, a bit light on, but we'll go with you at 460,000. Where was that? Yeah. 460, welcome and best of luck at 460 now. And perhaps someone can rail me off to 5 at 460,000. At 460,000, the bid's there, looking for 500. I'll take the 80 at 480,000. 500 beckons now, sir. At 480,000, the bid's there, got to be 500. 500 got. What was that? I have got 500 here first, Ivan. 520 if they like. At 500,000, bids here in the crowd at 500. At 500,000, 20 if they like. At 20 now, and welcome, best of luck. At 520,000. At 30, even better. Short selling your future investment here, sir. At 530,000. At 530,000, bid there, 530. At 50, I'm over here at 550,000. At 550,000 now. At 550,000, fairly been offered. Bid there, back against you, sir, at 550 the bid. At 60 now, was that 60, sir? 560. You guys are really slow on the phone here today. I don't know. Maybe switch to Telstra or Optus, whoever you're with. At 560,000, I'm over here. At 565, I'm taking 10, make it 70. At 560,000. At 560,000, fairly been offered now at 570 now. At 570,000. Finally, a phone bid got in. At 570 now. At 570,000, fairly been offered now. 570 the bid. At 570,080 got now at 580. At 580,000, 590 now if they like Chanel, 600's better. At 580 the bid. At 580,000, fairly been offered. At 580 the bid now. Once at 580,000, and we're done at 90 now. At 590,000, 600. It's got to be. At 590 the bid's there. At 590, 600 even money. At 600 the bid. At 600,000, fairly been offered. Tell them it's just a round number, shouldn't scare them off. At 600,000, still great buying. At 600,000, fairly been offered here. 600 the bid. Once at 600,000, are we done? At 600,000 for the second call at 600,000. Are we done? Finished? Third, final call. $600,000 at 605, and welcome them now at 605,000. At 605,000, same courtesy at 5 if you like. At 605,000 and the bid's there. At 605. At 610,000 now, 610 the bid. At 610,000. At 610 bids there. Another 5 I'll take, but 10 is better. At 610,000, fairly been offered now 610. At 610,000. At 600, definitely done there, sir. Thank you for your bidding here today. At 610,000 bids there. How are we going over here? At 610 I have? at 612, at 612,000 now, at 612, at 612,000 in the bids there, 612, at 612,000, make it 15 now, at 612,000, fairly been offered and 15 got, at 615, at 615,000, how about 20 now, at 615,000, fairly been offered now, 615 the bid, at 615,000 once, at 615 done. Second call at 615,000, done, finished, third, final call, 617?
22.
At 22, at 622, at 620, I'll take 52 if they want to bid 52, at 622 now, at 622,000, at 622, I forgot to ask Mills, are we selling? We are selling, we're on the market and selling, I'm not going inside, I'm not seeking instruction, bids there on the phone, whether you've unsold the keys, if you're waiting for me to go inside, not going to happen here today, at 622,000, we are on the market, we sell, we play for keeps, so if you have indeed come to buy, you must bid me now or forever hold your peace, at 622,000, bids there, keys are there, we sell away if there's no better bid. Once at 622, 25, at 625, at 625 now, at 625,000, at 625,000, bid back here now at 25, at 625,000, Ivan, let them know that we are on the market and selling, can't deal with them after the auction, we're selling out here now, at 625, at 6 1/4 in the bids there, how are we going over there on the phone, they're definitely done, at 625, I need to know soon, at 625,000, first call at 625, all done. Second call at 625,000, done and finished. Third, final call at $625,000 the bid. Are we done? Finished? Silent? Out at 625,000. I'm going to assume, Gio, that your buyer's gone at 630 now, that you're off the phone at 630,000. We're done over here. I'm still waiting on instructions over there, please, Chanel. At 630 in the bids there. Keys are there at 630,000. We're selling here today at 630 now. At 630,000, fairly been offered. Bids there. We'll sell there if there's no further bid. At 630,000 now. At 630 the bid. Once at 630, all done. Second call at 630. Done, finished. Third, final call at 630,000, all done, finish, silent out. Nothing over there, ain't you? Usually where the money is at 630,000. Done here. Chanel, I need clear instructions now at 630,000. Yes or no, in or out at 630. At 630,000. Clear instructions, please, at 630. We're definitely out here, sir. Thank you once more. At 630,000. Bid there. Keys are there. We sell. Definitely done. Thank them for their bidding here today. So everyone's out but one. Are we absolutely done? He's done enough at 630. Thank you very much for your bidding here today. At 630,000. Bids here. Keys are here. We sell. Once at 630. Done. Twice at 630, done and finished at $630,000 the bid for the third and final call at 630, all done, all finished, all silent and out. We are selling, selling, selling. So congratulations and well bid. Please join us in congratulating our purchasers and our vendors here today. You've just witnessed another successful